Well, it was John Fetterman, but now Republicans and conservatives are really, really hating on Taylor Swift. Let's see why. Taylor Swift's new post urging her followers to register to vote has led to record-breaking voter registration numbers. At least 157,041 eligible voters visited the registration site in one day, including a 115% increase in 18-year-old registrations. Swifties are intense. I'm glad that Taylor is using her power for good. The fact young women registering to vote is itself bad for Republicans tells you everything. The fact people registering to vote is itself bad for Republicans. Won't be long before the right starts having a tantrum over Taylor Swift telling people to vote. They're already having a fit. I'm just waiting for them to start saying shit like, it isn't right for celebrities and pop stars to get involved in politics. Why don't these people stick to making music and stay out of politics, just like they said about all of the athletes? And of course, they never say this about the athletes that praise God. They never say this shit about the athletes that stand and make a big proper show of their hand placement and whatnot during the national anthem. They don't have a problem with celebrities backing them when they're on their side. But Colin Kaepernick takes a knee, or Whoopi Goldberg bitches out some guest on The View, or Taylor Swift gets 115% increase in the amount of teens, later teens, under the age of 21 to register to vote, and they start losing their goddamn minds. Why do you think they're losing their minds? They don't want people to vote. They don't want people to vote who don't vote for them. That's what all this shit is about, with making it as difficult as humanly possible for people in poor and minority districts in certain states in the South to be able to vote. That's why they want to remove voting poll centers, or voter registration and voting machine centers. They want to take them out of universities. They want them out of poor neighborhoods, working class neighborhoods, minority neighborhoods. See, we don't experience anything like that in the state of New York. That is one thing that we feel bad for all of you about. New York, you can walk into a convenience mart. They'll hand you a lotto ticket, a pack of Marlboro Reds, and a voter registration form. Okay, they'll have your voting center, your local voting center will be in your goddamn bathroom. There's a lot of things that, and don't get me wrong, we have plenty of right-wing conservative hicks up here in the upper section of New York State, but because we have New York City, one of the biggest cities in the world, because we have that amount of people and that amount of diversity, You will never have a problem like that in the state of New York. Never. People in New York know how to get shit done. People in New York want what they want and they expect to get what they want. And I just feel bad for all of these people in these southern hick states. The right's not strong enough to go against Swift's fans. They will massacre them on every forum that exists. Saving this so I can screenshot the inevitable Fox News grievance. Can't imagine what young women especially might have against the Republicans. You know, could it be everything? Well, they've alienated their own voters in general, but for some reason, these idiots keep voting for them. Younger people didn't grow up the way older Republicans did for obvious reasons. Yeah, Republicans aren't what you might call readers. Yeah, grab them by the, you know what, abortion bounties, more, but I think you get the point. Young people voting? How un American of them. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about. Uh-oh, researchers have discovered a new virus in the Marianas Trench, the deepest part of the ocean. That's it, we're all gonna die. You know, my mother would not listen to me when I actually told her that because of climate change and the melting of polar ice and all of this land underneath or these lower sheets of ice in the polar region that have been revealed for the first time in millions of years, scientists have discovered things that have not been thawed out in perhaps millions of years. They have found bacteria and viruses. They found these little, like, parasitic worms that not only have been embedded in the ice previously unknown to man, stuck there for thousands or millions, actually, could be millions of years. But they actually were able to jumpstart their systems again and bring these things back to life. And I haven't heard anything since. I don't know what the hell is going on with all this shit they're finding, but I would be really interested in knowing more because these are viruses, bacterium, and parasites that have not been alive and moving on this earth since the time of the dinosaurs, or maybe even earlier than that. And it's just amazing. What I've been hoping for is like a big sheet of polar ice to just melt and slide off the rest of the mountain of ice and like see a big ass UFO stuck in there that's been crashed for like 10 or 20 millennia, kind of like in The Thing. But don't get me wrong, I don't want The Thing to become a reality. The Thing is probably one of the worst, most fearsome creatures or enemies from any horror movie ever made. I mean, fuck Jason, fuck Freddy, fuck Michael Myers. I'll take 100 of them over one thing. Haha. Fuck it, I've had enough. Transgenders are worse than Hitler. A few weeks ago, I compared the LGBT narrative to Nazism and it went viral. I got doxxed. They told my girlfriend and the company I work for. Now my current job found out via background check or something, and I'm gonna get fired. Good! That's one good thing about the internet. Remember when all the trans people united and tried to commit genocide? Me either. Is it genocide if we were to kill all Nazis? No, just kidding, for legal reasons. And, you want to know something? Technically, no, it wouldn't be. And I'm not just saying that because, Nazis, total pieces of shit and all that. I'm saying that because, genocide refers to attempting to wipe out every type of person of a certain genealogy. A genocide, or ethnic cleansing, as they try to call it, depending on the scale at least, is when you try to wipe out certain people because of their race, because of their ethnicity, because of their ethnic background, because of certain genetic traits that they hold. Nazis, yeah, they put the idyllic Aryan man on a pedestal, and all of their propaganda had to do with this perfect image of a man and a woman. Bright, light blonde hair, blue eyes, blockhead, that kind of shit. And naturally, the Nazis, most of them at least, from what I've seen in old newsreels and books and whatnot, are not Aryan. I mean, look at Hitler. Hitler had my color hair. Hitler had digestive problems. Hitler had irritable bowel syndrome. Hitler was almost as far from Aryan as you could get. And that's for somebody who is considered a Nazi or led the Nazi party. It's like what maggots have with Trump nowadays. They put him on this pedestal, just like Nazis, because it's fascism, all the same. They get this idyllic image of the perfect leader. And this leader is supposed to embody all the traits they want for themselves, all the traits that they want to exist in people the world over. And that's what maggots are doing with Trump. That's why you see all of this AI-generated bullshit images of him winning sports and leading troops in battle and even saving children and doing all of this heroic shit. And of course, he's like 6'2", 130 pounds, Or maybe he's like completely ripped and they make him look like Rambo. He looks nothing like the ideal. But this is part of the fascist system. We're actually seeing this shit play out again in real time. They have an idea of what a perfect guy looks like, and that's what they project onto their leader. He's supposed to represent everything they want to be. And so they make him buff and attractive and, not wearing an obvious hairpiece. And look at him. Look at that asshole. Yep. Always with Reddit. Nazism is an ideology and not an ethnicity. In German, genocide means Völkermord. Mord is murder and Volker is an ethnic group. So, yeah, that technically would not be considered genocide. That would just be considered taking care of all the Nazis. But then again, Nazism is an idealism. Uh, oh, here we go. By all means, please anger the Swifties. Taylor Swift's popularity is a sign of societal decline. Why didn't you come to this conclusion a week ago, Federalist? Why wasn't this a point of conversation years ago when Taylor Swift first started putting out albums? I wonder what it could be. I just can't figure it out. Why the hell would right wing Republican conservatives all of a sudden have a problem with Taylor Swift? Just can't figure that one out. Just don't get where it's coming from. What? Ugh. President Trump purchases a Glock in South Carolina. Donald Trump is under felony criminal indictment and thus cannot legally own or purchase a gun. There's this guy on my Twitter who responds to everything like this with some variation in words on the idea that, well, what do you want? That's what this country wanted. That's what this country asked for. They vote for this guy or they vote for that guy, and then they do something wrong. Well, that's exactly what America wanted. You asked for it, you got it. I don't know. I mean, I would think that if the laws actually did apply to him, they would be locking his ass up until his trial because of this alone. You can't have firearms when you are awaiting trial on 91 counts. There's a lot of things you're not allowed to do when you're awaiting trial. And what has he done? Now he's purchasing a gun. I get the feeling maybe he's doing all of this shit just because he wants to see, like a typical 5-year-old. He's testing the waters and wants to see how far he can go before anybody does something about it. And so far, nobody has done anything about it. And there are some people that say it's like with that one murderer who ran over those people at the Christmas parade, constantly trying to stall or interrupt the proceedings. And people are saying the judge did the right thing by staying perfectly calm, because unless this guy has a cognitive problem, he is obviously trying to get a mistrial declared because the judge lost her cool and snapped at him or whatever the hell would have went on, but it never happened. And now he's going to be in prison for the rest of his life. I don't think at this point that that's what's going on here. If I were in Donald Trump's position, I would have been sitting in a jail cell awaiting my trial date for many weeks now. I think he has broken enough laws that you should just grab him and throw him into a dingy cell so that he can be away from the public and social media and everything until his trial. If your guy lost, it's because you didn't fly enough flags on your truck. Blame yourself. What?
Yes, if I do not promote the move, they will execute me. Yes.
Listen, can we do this? If you want to promote your movie, my friend Susie watched the first one, and she's a huge fan.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there
She
any?
is a huge fan.
No, she's a huge fan.
She's a huge fan.
Is there any way we could surprise her?
Yes, you want me to jump out and she is making the showering?
I wanted to introduce you to one of my friends, and he's visiting from out of town.
Okay.
You know where he's flew in from?
Where? Chicago.
No.
Yes!
Oh my God, Borat! Oh my God!
She is possessed.
Great success!
They have a possession.
Okay.
She have rabies?
He doesn't have rabies.
Why she scream? Please do not attack the gypsy woman.
Let's get him out of the car.
Why she say she want to?
No, she's saying what the?
She say I want to. What the? I do with him very quickly and then with you.
I love you so much.
Oh my God. I know people love the Borat movie, but I don't know if I could deal with him in character in real life. Boba once told women in rocky marriages that they just need to start chasing Jesus to solve marital issues. Now she's getting divorced. Well, is that a surprise to anyone? I'm not even batting an eye at this shit anymore. Look at her. Typical, modern, American, Midwestern, conservative, Christian. Of course, she's going to be as far from Christian values as possible. Of course, she's going to be a complete fucking hypocrite. with an IQ of like 80. Oy, please don't show me this shit. Oh my god. The transphobia is just astounding. Razors and hair. Okay. Reaching across the aisle. Reaching across the armrest. Yep. Cruise on Cancun trip. I don't know how to string power lines. Our power was out like everyone else. So I made a decision to take my kids to the beach. Yeah, because everyone can just make the decision to get paid what you do, huh, Cruz? Ooh, a bullying video. I shouldn't be laughing at that, but I'm laughing at that. Hair follicle fortifier. Ugh. Oh boy. Oh, you don't believe in God? Maybe that's why you're depressed, socially awkward loser with no friends whose life sucks. A self-righteous fucking religious freak is telling other people they're socially awkward losers. Lauren Boebert is at the show. Have your wiener ready. I saw the wiener circle on a Triumph the Insult comic dog bit. It was one of Conan's most popular bits. And, like, I don't know if I'd ever go and put up with all that yelling bullshit from the employees there. Not for a goddamn hot dog. I wouldn't put up with that shit. But this is pretty damn funny.
People argue that you cannot tax billionaires on the shares that they hold in a company because it is an unrealized gain. So they go like, yeah, you're worth 300 billion, but we can't tax you on those stocks because you haven't sold the share. So you don't like have the money, but you're worth the money, but you don't have the money. So, and I understand the argument. They go like, no, you don't have it. It's just what it's worth because it will also crash and then you have nothing. So we can't tax you on it. Then I'm like, okay, I understand that. So you can't tax the people on a thing because they don't have it. It's just there. Okay, fine. Then Elon Musk offers to buy Twitter. He offers to buy it. And then he says in his offer, he goes, I'm putting up my Tesla stock as collateral. Then I'm like, so you do have it? Then I'm going like, wait. So you can buy a thing based on what you have. Yes. But when we want to tax you, you can say, I don't have it. Do you hear what I'm saying here?
Yep.
And Like, just think of like the illogic of it. It's like it's such a fun game that like billionaires get to play because all their money is in that. Like, if you earn your money as a salary, that your money just gets taxed. That's it. You can't be like the IRS comes and you can't be like, I don't have that money.
Oh, God. Trevor Noah is a smart dude. Racist tried to call out an interracial couple.
Look at this fuckery. In a black-owned restaurant. Look at the fuckery. Wow. Y'all took, excuse me? Excuse me? Y'all together, like in an intimate relationship? Really? You couldn't find no black woman? Like, you had to go that low to the lowest rung of humanity? If they're even humans, it's arguably that they're even humans. Like, are you that weak? Are you that weak?
This guy's reaching a little bit too hard.
I don't normally interview y'all because y'all get me so upset being so weak. But just the fact that y'all had the audacity to sit in a black-owned restaurant and share this, I had to ask, like, well, what's wrong with you? Like, you couldn't find no black woman? What was it? What was it that made you that weak that you would get on your knees and bow to just less of a female that's lesser than a black woman in every way? Your mother was black, right? Your mother was black, correct?
This is old. Uh-oh. Travis Kelce is doing a Bud Light and COVID shot commercials. He needs to fire his marketing agents. Or he needs to cut his dick off, become a chick, and endorse Joe Biden. He scored a touchdown today in a 41-10 win and left the game with Taylor Swift on his arm. Seems to be doing a lot better than you. Yep, these people are fucking insane. They're insane. You know, there comes a point where it goes beyond the fact that you're stupid and just right into you're insane. I'm sure a lot of people wonder, like I wonder sometimes, is it low IQ or is it mental illness? I think it might be a mix of both. I think if you start out with the low IQ and you're enabled with that low IQ, getting involved in shit you don't understand and you have no business being involved in, then it becomes a mental illness. Because somebody can have a mental illness, it doesn't mean they're stupid. But a stupid person may be able to develop a mental illness. When their stupidity is put on a pedestal, or they're told their stupidity is just as good as sane, normal people's logic and maturity. Black kitties. Oh my God. Bad Kitty! Time for you to get up, Bad Kitty! Automatic voter registration is wildly popular in common sense, and Republicans are publicly admitting it's a disaster for their election chances. What do you think that tells you? Oh, come on. Obama was too scared to run against Trump. Why do you think he retired? He had no chance. Oh my God. Obama didn't retire, numbnuts. You're only allowed to serve 2 terms in office, which he did. That's the goddamn Liberian flag. How are people like you allowed to vote? Interesting. This should be proof that you gotta listen to scientists when they tell you something. They got this footage from the surface of a comet. It looks exactly like it does when it's depicted in movies and TV and video games. Fun fact, every government shutdown in the last 30 years occurred when Republicans had control of the House of Representatives. Last time it happened, it drove people to food pantries and forced an $8 billion hit to the economy. They treat people missing paychecks like it's no big deal. Because it doesn't mean anything to them. So the senator who has everybody upset about his hoodie is the only one who has the guts and integrity to call for Senator Menendez to resign. I'll take a hoodie-wearing dude with courage and integrity over one in a nice suit who lacks courage or convictions. Well, duh. You know, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what the point is of saying shit like this anymore. It should be common knowledge and common sense. This is how these people are. This is how they think. This is how they speak. This is how they act. You're not, no offense, to AOC, but you're not informing people of anything new. Aw, 90-year-old Florida man arrested for second time in a week after feeding the homeless again. You know, this is the type of thing you're supposed to be revolting against. This is the type of thing you are supposed to be out in the streets about. Let's see if this dumb cop loses his job. Looks like it's from Mexico or clearly a Latin country. It was probably posted here because it was to be expected. It was the United States. Aw, bad puppy. Plutonium has a very candy-like taste. It's very sour, though not overly so, and equally sweet. How would you know that? Okay. Aww. 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 Oh, how adorable. Huh. Sad that the history books failed to mention this. I would say we should do this. We should make AI images like that. Because, you know, idiots might think it's real. Ha! He went home with Taylor Swift, Clay.
Don't have any agenda? No agenda?
It's a disturbing fact of
Ugh.
life for too many women.
Okay. When you say God teaches me that, or my rabbi says, or the Bible or the Quran states, we are no longer having a discussion. Now you're preaching. You're claiming to have gotten this information from a higher source, and therefore it would have more weight. It does not. Please feel free to use your religion in your own moral guidance, but never pose it as a guide for me. My guides are humanity, morality, empathy, and sympathy. Well said. That was a brilliant... What the hell? Okay. Think you should worry about Captain Cholesterol's running mate. But you know Biden is too old. Hydrogel-like substance found in vaccine-injured nurse's blood. This is not healthy blood. This is Nuremberg 2.0. Those are air bubbles between the glass slide and cover slip. Somebody, by the way, did a very lousy job prepping those slides. Fucking idiots. Ugh. Now they're zooming in on her crusty nose and trying to say she's a crackhead. You guys better be really fucking careful. She's going to wipe your ass out in court. Okay. Screw you guys, I'm going home. What did his mom say to him when he was on his way to jail? Bison. Oh my god. Here's that guy, by the way. This is that dude that gives all those snarky remarks on Twitter. Rick Martinson. Why is the Washington Post blasting patriots like Milley? Why is ABC pushing pro-Trump polls? Why is 60 Minutes mainstreaming seditionists like Green? Why is the New York Times normalizing fascists? Trumpism sells. Their billionaire owners don't want Biden's wealth tax. Bingo! Ratings would quadruple if Trump is reelected because people will tune in every day to see the crazy shit he does, and the owners will never have to pay taxes again. Oh, here we go. Has MAGA updated their murals since Trump demonstrated how real alpha males hold a gun for optimal badassery? Yeah, okay. Ha! Would someone please explain to me why maggots vote for these despicable Republicans? Boebert grabbing some guy's crotch as he groped her in public. Married Kristi Noem has an affair with Corey Lewandowski. Marge Green cheats on her husband. Trump is a serial sex abuser. Because they identify with them. Spiteful Trumpist conservatives, rude, gullible, conspiracy theorizing, dishonest, crooked, sex-starved, liars, untrustworthy, thieving, religious extremists, scofflaw, uneducated, narcissist, science deniers, racists, misogynists, misfits. And I want to tell them what a cheap, lying, redneck, no good, four-flushing, fat-ass, bug-eyed, scrawny-licking sack of monkey shit he is. Hallelujah! Spoiler alert, Trump's miracle plan for peace between Russia and Ukraine is to give Putin everything he wants. Well, technically it's true, isn't it? If one side wins, then the war is over. Fucking idiot. Ooh, if you are mad that Hillary Clinton once again claimed that Russia interfered in our democracy, you have not been paying attention. Clinton is 100% right. In a 2020 1,000-page bipartisan Senate report, Russia did in fact interfere in our election system. In July of 18, 12 Russian military intelligence officers were charged for their roles in interfering with the 2016 election. You can dislike Hillary or dislike the facts around Russia's interference, but you can't discount them. That's not true. The Senate never found any substantiating evidence. Okay. Go ahead then. I don't know about you, but I don't have $480,000 in cash stuffed in envelopes hidden in clothing at home for emergencies. I don't even think El Chapo had almost $500,000 in cash in his room. Bob Menendez just held a press conference in which he explained the reason he had all that money in cash is because he withdrew it from personal savings over the years and kept it at home because he's old-fashioned. Sounds like an old-fashioned load of shit to me, Bob. Old-fashioned. Yeah, I remember the savings and loan going out of business and completely crashing back in It's a Wonderful Life. People use bank accounts and shit way back in the old days. Ew. Shown, cock with a Glock. Nice. God, is that a real picture? There you go. I can do whatever I want. Dude, what is the reason he felt it necessary to purchase in public and then pose with a fucking Glock? Because he knows he's not allowed to? Disoriented and confused, Donald Trump short-circuited again during a live speech today and appeared to think that Jeb Bush was our president and got us into the Iraq War. Concerns continue to grow about his deteriorating mental condition. I don't buy it. I don't give a shit. He's going to prison. He ain't getting out of this. Before Trump, I never realized the number of racist, ignorant lowlifes that live among us. Yeah. I've heard that in a different way. I like the old one better. Now, Ms. Pushaw, how would you like your face to look after we're all done here in the plastic surgeon's office? Permanent jizz face. Ugh. Ah! Ah! Oh my God. Meacham is awesome. I have not manipulated so many pictures in so short a time than when I see his posts. Now I just tell him, be right back. And I have to manipulate photos. It's so fun. See, look at this shit. A whole freaking written out batshit thing about how the word hello means that you're a Satanist. Of all the crazy shit I've read today, this is easily the most batshit. You see the problem we have here? You see the problem we've got in America with these religious freaks? On MSNBC, the threats the people that Trump is screaming online about have all had to get police and Secret Service protection. This is insane. The country is on fire and people are being threatened by Trump rants. Why no gag order? Why isn't he in fucking jail? Forget a gag order. Throw him away. If this were anyone else, we would be in jail. We would be sitting in jail waiting for our trial on 91 counts. We see this shit every day. So many people get so much time and so much aggravation for doing so much less. And the right wing is still gonna bitch and whine and cry and complain. The maggots are all gonna keep licking Trump's asshole. They're gonna blame these people. They're gonna say it's a witch hunt. He's being treated like a fucking king. Because I'll tell you right now, if I were the judge, if I were in charge of anything, this guy would have been sitting in a fucking jail cell weeks ago. I would be keeping my eye on him, watching him like a hawk. Just itching to throw him away until his trial if he does anything to even slightly piss me off or test my authority as a judge, with him facing 91 counts. And I think that's all right. I'd throw him in jail. And they don't do it. Yeah, next thing you know, he's going to be using that Glock. And nobody's going to say anything about it. The judge isn't going to say, don't fucking test me. She's going to forget the gag order. She should throw him away in jail. And that's probably what's going to happen. He'll use the gun. He'll use it on like 5 people next. And nothing's going to happen. I don't know. I think I need to read a little bit more on this shit. But, sorry I haven't been playing the World War Z lately. I have been playing Horizon. So, I will see you all later. Mwah.